It was 10:26 p.m. when Emily's phone rang. She was already in bed. The house was quiet. She almost ignored the call. Then she saw the name on the screen. Her son, Daniel. Emily answered. For 2 seconds there was only silence. Then she heard her son's voice. "Mom?" Emily immediately sat up. "Daniel, what's wrong?" Daniel sounded terrified. His breathing was heavy. Then Emily heard him crying, "Mom, I need your help! Her heart dropped. Emily asked what happened. Daniel said he had been in a car accident. He said he was okay, but he sounded shaken. Then he said something that made Emily's hands go cold. "I think I hurt someone." Emily immediately asked where he was. Daniel gave her an address. Then he said, "Mom, please don't call Dad." Emily stopped. "Why?" Daniel said he was afraid his father would be angry. It sounded exactly like something her son might say. Then another voice came onto the phone. A man. He said he was the attorney helping Daniel. His voice was calm, professional. He told Emily that the situation could be handled quietly. But there was a problem. The man explained that Daniel could avoid a formal arrest, but Emily needed to act quickly. He said there was a payment that had to be made immediately. The amount was $12,000. Emily asked if she could speak to Daniel again. The lawyer said no. He told her Daniel was too upset. Then Daniel's voice came back. "Mom, please!" Emily heard him crying. "Please don't let them take me." The lawyer told Emily where to send the money. He said she had less than 30 minutes. Emily opened her laptop. Her hands were shaking. She entered the banking website. Then she stopped. Something didn't make sense. Emily looked at the phone. Then she remembered something. Daniel had a childhood nickname, a name only their family used. She asked the voice on the phone one question. "What did Grandpa used to call you?" There was silence on the other end. "Too long." Then the voice answered. "Grandpa used to call me Danny." Emily froze. That wasn't the nickname, not even close. Emily knew immediately. Her son's nickname was not Danny. It was Little Bear. Her father had given him that name when Daniel was 5 years old. No stranger should have been able to guess it. And yet, the voice still sounded exactly like her son. Emily wanted to hang up, but she knew she needed to understand what was happening, so she stayed calm. She didn't tell the caller that she knew he was lying. Instead, she asked another question. Emily asked, "What street did we live on when you were 10? The question was simple. The answer should have been automatic. But again, there was silence. The caller finally answered. He said he was too shaken to remember. Emily almost believed him. Then the lawyer came back on the line. He told her there was no time for questions. The payment had to be made immediately. Emily put the phone on the desk. Then she picked up another phone, her old phone, the number Daniel had always used. She called him directly. The call rang once, twice, 3 times. Then someone answered. "Hello?" Emily stopped breathing. It was Daniel. The real Daniel. His voice sounded completely normal. No crying, no panic, no accident. Emily whispered, "Where are you?" Daniel said he was at home. He had been asleep. He had never been in a car accident. He wasn't arrested, and he had never called his mother that night. Emily closed her eyes. The voice on the other phone had been fake. Emily looked at the phone that had started the whole nightmare. The voice had sounded exactly like Daniel. The crying, the breathing, the pauses, everything. But it wasn't Daniel. Someone had used artificial intelligence to imitate her son's voice. Emily looked at the transfer screen on her laptop. $12,000. She had almost sent it. Not because she was careless, because the voice sounded like someone she loved. And that was exactly what the scammer was counting on. The next morning, Emily told Daniel everything. Then she asked him a strange question. "Have you ever posted videos of yourself online?" Daniel looked confused. Then he remembered. Years of videos, interviews, voice messages, social media clips. There was plenty of his voice online. The scammer didn't need to sound perfect. He only needed to sound close enough. A few seconds of someone's voice can sometimes be enough for modern voice cloning tools to imitate the way that person speaks. And when fear takes over, people don't listen for tiny differences. Emily realized something frightening. The scammer hadn't just copied Daniel's voice, he had built a story around it. An accident, a lawyer, a deadline, a lawyer deadline, a large payment. Every detail was designed to keep her from thinking clearly. That was the first lesson. Urgency is a weapon. When someone tells you that you have only minutes to act, that's exactly when you should slow down. The second lesson was even simpler. Never trust the incoming call alone. If someone claims to be a family member in trouble, hang up. Call them back using a number you already have. Emily also learned something useful. If you think a family member may really be calling for help, ask a question only the real person would know. A family memory, a nickname, something personal, not something that could easily be found online. And there was one rule Emily wished she had remembered sooner. Never send money during an unexpected emergency call before you've independently confirmed who you're talking to, especially when someone demands secrecy, especially when they create a deadline. That afternoon, Emily called her family. She told them what had happened, not because she had lost money, she hadn't, but because someone else might receive the same call tomorrow, and they might believe the voice. That evening, Emily's phone rang again. Unknown number. She looked at the screen. For a moment, the old fear returned. Then she remembered what she had learned. Don't trust the voice. Verify the person. Emily didn't answer. She waited. The call stopped. Then a text message appeared. Mom, please call me. Emily stared at it. Then she smiled. Because she knew exactly what to do next. She called Daniel herself. If someone calls you claiming to be a family member in trouble, don't panic, even if the voice sounds exactly right. Take a breath. Slow the conversation down. Fear is what the scammer wants you to feel. If the caller asks for money immediately, hang up. You don't need to convince them. You don't need to stay on the line. Just end the call. Then call the person yourself. Use the number already saved in your phone. Don't call the number that contacted you. And don't trust a text message simply because it uses the right name. If you're still unsure, ask a private question, something only your family would know. A nickname, a childhood memory, a shared secret. Don't use information that could easily be found on social media. Never send money during an unexpected emergency call until you've verified who you're talking to, especially if they demand secrecy, especially if they give you a deadline. The more pressure they create, the more carefully you should verify. Emily told her family what had happened, not because she had lost money, she hadn't, but because someone else might receive the same call tomorrow, and they might believe the voice. A few days later, Emily received another call. Unknown number. She looked at the screen. For a moment, the old fear returned. Then she remembered what she had learned. A voice can be copied, a name can be copied, a caller ID can be copied, but verification is still in her hands. Emily didn't answer. She waited. The call stopped. Emily kept one rule from that night. If someone calls with an emergency, verify before you believe. If they ask for money, verify before you send. And if you're not sure who you're talking to, hang up. The voice had sounded like her son. The story had sounded real. The fear had felt real. But none of those things proved who was actually on the other end of the phone. And that's the part Emily would never forget. A familiar voice is not proof of identity. Emily almost sent $12,000 to a stranger, not because she didn't recognize her son's voice, because she did. That's what made the scam work. So if you ever receive a call from someone you love asking for urgent help, stop. Hang up. Call them yourself. And remember, if you can't verify the person, don't trust the voice.